I missed that.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay.
Sean, goodbye. See you. Speak to you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Right, and now that Sean's gone, we
Oh,
can talk about him properly.
yeah.
We can say, oh no, he's still here.
Doing that, I'm actually leaving. Go away, Sean. Sean is gone. So,
Okay, so echoes, Holly.
so I have IMDb up next to me just to make sure I don't get details wrong. So that they describe it as Lenny and Gina are identical twins who have secretly swapped their lives since they were children, culminating in double life as adults. But one of the sisters goes missing, and everything in their perfectly schemed world turns into chaos. It's a
I think I've read a book like that.
yeah. I am not aware of this having been based upon a book, but I would not rule it out.
I don't think it's that book. I've twins swapping identities. I've read books about.
Yeah.
Isn't that just The Parent's Trap with Lindsay
Yeah.
Lohan or Haley Mills?
I mean, Haley Mills, obviously, because if we're going to talk Parent Trap, we have to go back to the originals.
Yeah.
So it begins with a call to a woman in called Lenny in no apologies, calls to Gina in Los Angeles to tell her that her sister Lenny is missing, and so she rushes off to the sticks where they're from, where there is a search going on for her sister, there seems to have been some sort of break-in overnight, and her sister is no longer there. She seems to have gone off on horseback. There is a foal missing. Did somebody come in? Was there a horse theft? Was there something else more? And it becomes apparent you initially don't realize that they're twins, or they're twins rather. You don't realize that they switch, but you then rapidly you rapidly find
But they just told you in the synopsis.
they have in the synopsis, but you don't see it when you're watching it, because I didn't read all the synopsis straight off because I like to see how a film begins.
I'm sorry, but if they put something in the synopsis, they shouldn't try and act like it's a big surprise in the film.
It wasn't done as a big surprise. They teased out how it had all evolved over the course of the series, and
Oh, I'm sorry. You might just have realized that synopsis got me annoyed.
Really, has it? Are you sure?
The synopsis has got me annoyed. I'm sorry, but carry on.
It didn't sound like you were annoyed at all, though, Tosin. I don't understand.
Synopsis.
Knocked me over with a feather. Yeah, I felt that you didn't need that in the synopsis, but they provided it in the synopsis, and you couldn't really talk about any of it without knowing that
Yeah.
detail. So you then find out that from children they have been periodically swapping who was who, as identical twins often do.
Yeah.
And that this has extended into their adulthood, and they are both married. One of them the one who stayed at home has a child. The one who lives in Los Angeles, who is known as the bad twin, locally, does not have a child. And it becomes apparent that they have been, periodically swapping out who's who.
Yep. So is there anything to this film besides people swapping places?
Yes, there are various things to it. So there is a fundamental mystery as to how it came to be as it is. First of all, why did the sister go missing? And I'm going to go with a spoiler and say she is found, because the film does continue with with the two sisters in it, and you are looking across both the history of how they came to this point in their personal lives and why the sister disappeared.
Everything you're saying is making me think of what I am pretty sure are better films.
Yeah, well, it's not a film; it's a series, though. So,
okay.
This is
cool.
It's an 8-part series, so they're not rushing through some sort of. You couldn't do it in. You couldn't do it, or you could do it in a film, and it would probably not be terribly good. So it is a long, very slow burn as to how Sister went, how and why Sister went missing, what happened, what's been going on between their two separate lives, and it becomes apparent over the course of the first episode, and more so as it goes on, that things have been happening that that not missing twin does not know about, and they speak to each other every single day. There's no way you can manage to exist fundamentally in many ways as two halves of one person if you're not constantly enmeshed. And something has clearly been going on. There are complicated wider familial relationships as well, with a father who the relationship is a little bit strained with. There's a sister who is in a wheelchair who is very bitter towards the Los Angeles sister, very, very angry at her. So and different views locally. There are all sorts of things that have happened that nobody had quite expected, with fallings out and old relationships come back. And it's a very good cast, but it is a somewhat convoluted series that has either landed brilliantly with people or quite poorly.
Okay, I don't care about those people. You, Holly, how has this landed with you?
I enjoyed it. It took a couple of episodes. The first episode, I was a bit like, do I like this? Don't I like this? Do I not really care? And then it started to pick up. Then it had the obligatory sort of lull down part way through. I was like, I don't really give a.
I think for this story, when you were telling me, when you said there was 8 episodes, you might have seen my face. I was kind of like, that's way too long for this story.
It is way too long for this story, but equally has some interesting little ins and outs, and the odd delightful vignette, so the details of how they have become the people / person that they are is interesting. It's I don't want to say entertaining. Entertaining is the wrong word. It's got moments that keep it on the edge of your seat. It's a very good cast, which I should have gone with. It's Michelle Monaghan plays both of the twins.
She's good.
She is excellent. Matt Bomer is the husband of one of the twins. Daniel Sunjata is the husband of the other twin.
Yep. Okay. Now this makes me want to watch it because I have a theory about Matt Bomer. I have a theory about Matt Bomer that is, if I said it out loud, would probably be quite controversial. So
it'll probably be,
what?
So you've got to say it out loud now.
I'm going to say it. I can say it out loud to you. No one is being recorded because. Okay, let me put it this way, right? So Matt Bomer, is obviously a very good-looking man. He's often cast as leading man sort of characters and all that kind of stuff, especially in the TV show White Collar, and he was in the film Magic Mike and all that. And it was, oh yeah, Matt Bomer. Oh my God, look at those cheekbones, or look at those abs, another thing like that.
That's a very good cheekbones.
Yeah, and whenever I saw Matt Bomer in a scene of an intimate nature. I always used to watch it and go, something is off. Something is off here. This doesn't look like it feels like he. Okay, this is just why I was like, it feels like he doesn't know what to do. It feels like he doesn't know. There's something about this that isn't ringing true each time I saw him in a scene with a female partner. It happened with him and Hilary Burton in White Collar. It happened to him. There's one particular scene where he has a wife in Magic Mike, and he's kind of like saying stuff like the Alex Pettifer character. Yeah, is like, and he says some stuff, and there's just bits in that way I'm looking at and I'm going, something is off here. And then about a year after watching these things, I'm just going, oh, maybe he's a really good actor, but just not good in sex scenes, or just not good in love scenes or anything like that. Found out that he was gay, and I was like,
now it makes sense.
Yeah. And that was my thought. This is the bit I think is controversial. I was like, oh, that makes sense, and I was like, hang on, is it okay to say that? Does it actually make sense? Because it wasn't like I thought, so that's my theory. My theory is that Matt Bomer looks awkward in sexual scenes with women. That's my theory.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I want to watch this to see if it carries, and I want to see if this is just a stupid prejudice I have that this will be the one thing that smashes that in my head and makes me think, okay, stop doing that. But Matt Bomer, see him in there's with Hilary Burton in White Collar, and see him in Magic Mike. Those are the only two times I've seen him in sexual scenes, and I just sort of thought something. He doesn't look like he doesn't. He looks like he doesn't know what to do with his hands.
I'm trying to think what he was in. He's been in two series of, or at least two series of American Horror Story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to remember anything about either of the characters he is in American Horror Story, and if
Maybe what I need to do is I need to see him in a intimate scene with another man in a film, and then see if it's still there. Whether it's just Matt Bomer doesn't do sex scenes, but
Just
there
not
was something.
comfortable with that sort of intimacy on screen.
Maybe
It's not some actors aren't, are they? You get the
Yeah.
feeling that they'd probably rather not do that.
Yeah, and then it was just such a weird thing because I just was like the second I was like, wait, what? Why is he so weird? Why is this so awkward? Why is this so awkward? But
Because
anyway,
sometimes it makes you feel awkward watching it, and that's a sign that it's if you feel uncomfortable watching it, you sometimes think they either haven't got any chemistry, they don't like each other, or there's something just a bit off.
yeah, though, and with me, it was I thought there was something off, and then when I found out it was gay, my first thought was, oh, that explains it. But then I'm like, wait, does it explain it? Ooh, is that bad? Have I just found out something really, really horrible about myself? So but anyway, yeah. Anyway, but so how many stars would you give Echoes?
I think I'm good. It's another one that could be a 4 or a 2. Because part of it I absolutely loved. It's a good cast, and it does keep you guessing, and things do unfold, but equally some of it's a bit sort of slightly formulaic and a bit meh, but it sort of depends where your head is when you watch it. So I'm probably going to have to give it a 3 just because it could swing either way as being really very good or yeah. But I'm inclined to rewatch the last episode just to sort of refresh my mind. It's one of those where I'd like to see
I
what
would figure out if it sticks the landing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so thank you. So that's 3 stars. 3 stars for Echo. Three stars for Echo. So the question